What's good in the hood? In this video, I will be looking at the potential super fight between Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria at the White House and give my reasons as to why they need to postpone this fight until the future. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, put a comment, and give me a sub. Without further ado, Ilia Topuria, he got past the divorce. Biggest fight of his career. He was able to make amends with his wife, well, ex-wife, and I don't know how much amends because he still had to probably cough up a serious amount of coin to get on with that shit. But he got it. He got it done, and he's announced he's coming back, and he aims for the White House, which is fantastic. The UFC needs something big for the White House. They said they might only have 6 to 7 fights, and what better way than to have Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, right? And even better, Islam Makhachev, he's campaigning for it. In the past, he's kind of been like, especially at lightweight, he didn't want to fight another small guy, this and that, and then that opportunity kind of slipped through the cracks. But Ilia, he's continued to chase him. He went, he got double champ status. He has the belt that Islam vacated, and now Islam is starting to open up to that idea, albeit at welterweight. And that sounds all fun and dandy if you are a hardcore fan. And don't get me wrong, as a UFC corp, whatever, business boy, Dana White, he said he doesn't do matchmaking, but let's be real. This is obviously the cream of the crop. Ilia Topuria, the pound for pound number 2. Islam Makhachev, the pound for pound number 1. And if you're a hardcore, we haven't had one of these in a few years where we had such a super fight, not just for championship glory, but to see who is the pound for pound best. Because let's be real, the pound for pound is the pound for pound, which means the top 2 might be in entirely different weight classes. We could have Mackenzie Dern as the number 2, and we could have John Jones as the number 1. But lo and behold, timing-wise, we got 2 guys that are within one weight class that are the top of their respective divisions and the top of all the male fighters. And like I said, this was a mega fight when we had it the first time. Volkanovski at the time was the pound for pound number 1. Islam Makhachev was the pound for pound number 2. Featherweight champ versus lightweight champ. And on top of it, Volkanovski was chasing double champ status. One of my favorite fights of all time. One of the best performances. All in all, a great, great thing. And if you're Dana White, you're also thinking this opportunity might slip through the cracks. I mean, in the past, this was a fight that was booked, what, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I think? Not to mention that you had championship gold on this lost opportunity. And it was something that was never attainable afterwards. Tony ended up going on a massive losing streak. The stars were not aligned, and we never got to see one of these mega fights. Most recently, due to the actions of Mr. Bones Jones, we never got to see a nice unification belt. And as a result, Tom Aspinall's career has hit the gutter. So yes, if I'm Dana White and if I'm the fans, I'm thinking, book this stuff immediately. There's a date. There's a compelling event. You got 2 guys that are ready and want to fight. But I say hold the brakes on it. Not just because Ilia Topuria is a lightweight and going up to welterweight. Sure, it's a 15-pound jump. It's definitely concerning. And I don't know how much he's actually been bulking up during his divorce hearings. But for the sake of the sport, we have to consider the fact these boys have, was it 0 title defenses? They both claimed their belts. And don't get me wrong, someone like Conor did in the past, he didn't have any defenses at, featherweight. He went up, swooped in, and claimed lightweight status. But he is a once in a lifetime talent, and these boys are not at that star power. So I seriously, and I'm usually in favor of mega fights when are available. But you have to consider the fact that Islam just got double champ status, and there are I don't want to say a plethora. There's at least 3, maybe 4 guys. Michael Morales is obviously the standout and was rumored to have a fight with him in January. And you have obviously Ian Gary, which could be another Dagestani versus Irish land. But you have welterweight, and there's these 2 guys. You have also Usman, which people aren't going to be a fan of. And you also have Carlos Pratas looming in the background. So there's a ton of boys at welterweight, and then down at lightweight, you have the uncrowned number 1 contender on top of a interim belt holder. which I think he's more or less deserved at this point. But the point is, I just named was 4 guys, all of which you could easily put them in title matches, and the fans wouldn't complain. They would be like, they're all, I would say, fun, exciting matchups, even if the champ is heavily favored, most of them. But on top of it, they're all deserving. And if you do this mega fight, you run the risk of just killing off those 2 divisions because neither of these guys are particularly active. They don't seem to fight that frequently. Islam fights a little more frequent than Ilia, but even then, it's not like he's fighting more than 2 times a year. And on average, he might only fight once a year with things like Ramadan and, just the fact that he's such a big star that he's going to handpick his dates and this and that. So it'd be a real bummer if these guys fought in, was it June? And then neither of them are going to defend their, belts that they just claimed until, was it November, October, winter? And on top of it, now you're going to have the risk of, if Ilia wins and beats Islam, he's going to have 2 belts. And what's he going to do? Vacate the lightweight belt, the best division in all of UFC. And you're going to have all that instability. So I don't like it. I think they should not put business first and put the sport first, which I say candidly, because obviously UFC, I've said it time and time again. Joe, check out my videos on my channel. UFC is a business first, and they've been showing that recently. But I think it's very critical that they let these boys have their defenses and build up this super fight. Put this fight maybe, like I said, November, MSG. If they both win around, because they both might be featured in the White House. I think you could do Ilia, like I said, versus Justin, and I think he's going to be favored to beat Justin, although I hope Justin wins. And then Islam, put him with just one of whichever contender is most available on his schedule. And if they both win, then you get, maybe you even do a world tour, because we haven't seen one of those in a while. Do a world tour. These 2 fight, all for nothing. Ilia maybe retires after. Islam might even retire after. And there you have a mega fight. There you have a super mega fight that you can have a lot of time to build up. The White House is going to have plenty of nice fights, and we don't need to burn this one on. And I think these boys will be around for a while, or not a while, but I think the opportunity to do this matchup isn't hinging on the next 3 months. So let me know if you like this. If you like this take and you think they should postpone it, give me a like on the video and comment below. How do you think they should play this out? Should they both be featured in the White House? A little bit of tension on fight week. And who should they be fighting? I mean, I think it's pretty clear for Ilia, even if it's not what is most deserved. I think it's expected Ilia versus Justin. But in the case of Islam, it's a little more of a wild card. Usman was rumored. Michael Morales was rumored. Ian Gary makes sense. Carlos Pratis will be fun with his knockout power. But what do you think? What do you think these boys should do next? Like, comment, subscribe, and keep an eye out for some more content in the coming days.